Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our MISAT Bulletin. And we shall start with our headlines. Israeli military kills 4 IS militants in Syria after ambush. 54 killed in Uganda fighting between rebels and army. And moving on to our details, starting with the Syrian-Israeli borders. Israeli aircraft struck a machine gun-mounted vehicle inside Syria on Sunday, killing 4 Islamic State-affiliated militants inside after they had opened fire on a military patrol on the Israeli side of the Golan Heights. The Israeli military said the patrol came under machine gun and mortar fire early Sunday. They returned fire towards Syria before an Israeli aircraft engaged, striking the vehicle in question and killing its passengers. It also said all were suspected militants from an IS offshoot that controls the area, adding that no Israeli troops were harmed. Moreover, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu commended the troops for thwarting the attack. Meanwhile, at least 400 people in the contested city of Aleppo have fled opposition-held districts to areas under government control. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said the evacuees sought refuge in the Masakin Hananu neighborhood in eastern Aleppo, which was taken by pro-government forces on Saturday. The observatory added that another 30 families fled the city's rebel-held eastern areas to the Sheikh Maqsoud neighborhood under Kurdish control. Moreover, Syrian state media said hundreds of people were evacuated on Saturday. This comes as an estimated 250,000 people are trapped in wretched conditions in rebel-held eastern Aleppo since the government sealed its siege of the enclave in late August. On to Kuwait, opposition members are set to return to Kuwait's parliament after more than 3-year absence, though only one woman secured a place in the legislature, according to elections results released on Sunday. Kuwaitis voted on Saturday for representatives in the country's 50-member parliament. 6 prominent opposition figures who have taken part in street protests secured seats in Saturday's vote. So did 13 political newcomers, including 4 backed by different Kuwaiti youth liberal groups and 9 representing tribal groupings. Moreover, Safa al-Hashim was the only woman to win one of the 50 seats up for grabs in Saturday's election. In Cairo, Egypt's Interior Ministry says authorities have arrested an extremist cell planning anti-government attacks. 10 suspects have been arrested in the province of Suez and have confessed to doing surveillance work in preparation for targeting a number of security locations and police personnel, according to what the ministry said. It added that one of those arrested, Abdel Rahman al-Hadi, has links to militants in North Sinai and has received bomb-making and weapons training there. From another aspect, Egypt's Islamic State affiliate is active in Sinai, where the Egyptian army is fighting to curb a militant insurgency and consolidate its grip on the area. And going to Africa, scores of people have been killed in fighting between Ugandan forces and the tribal militia in a remote district near the border with Congo. Ugandan officials' announcement on Sunday came as security forces battled armed men protecting a tribal king who is accused of leading the rebels. Police officials said at least 54 people, including 41 rebels and 13 police officers, have been killed in clashes in Uganda's Rwenzori region. He added that 4 police officials and 4 soldiers have been wounded. On the other side of the world, French conservatives on Sunday are choosing their nominee for next year's vital presidential election. The contenders in the Conservatives' primary runoff, François Fillon and Alain Juppé, are both high-profile leaders of the center-right Republicans Party. In the first round of primary voting on November 20th, Fillon won 44.1% of the votes, Juppé 28.6%, and Sarkozy 20.7%. This made a second round needed because no candidate secured a majority. French citizens can vote in 10,228 polling stations open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. across the country, while more than 4.2 million people voted in the first round. In Spain, Spanish police arrested a man at Madrid's Barajas airport on Sunday who was attempting to join the Islamic State extremist group in war-torn Syria. Spain's Interior Ministry said the suspect was detained by authorities in Jordan, where he was attempting to cross into Syria and then handed over to Spain's civil guard for arrest. The suspect is a Spanish citizen of Palestinian origin who lives in the Canary Islands archipelago. The suspect had been under police surveillance since 2014, when police detected that he was in the process of jihadist radicalization after having consumed propaganda from the IS terrorist group. And going to the United States, New Orleans police say one man is dead and 9 others injured following a shooting in the French Quarter. Police superintendent said during a news conference that officers responded about 1:30 a.m. Sunday to the shooting at the intersection of Iberville and Bourbon streets. The official also said the shooting victims, whose ages ranged from 20 to 37, included 2 females and 8 males, while 1 male victim died at a hospital. In addition, he said the shooting happened despite an increased police presence for the Bayou Classic football game on Saturday night between Southern and Grambling universities. Meanwhile, in New Zealand, 7 people were killed and another person was missing after a chartered fishing boat disappeared from view in large waves at the entrance to a harbour near Auckland. New Zealand authorities said the boat Francie was carrying 11 people when it got into trouble on Saturday afternoon in Keipara Harbour. Rescuers managed to pull 3 survivors from the water, who were taken to a hospital, while a search for the missing person was continuing on Sunday, according to what officials said. Police also said they were still trying to establish what happened to the boat and how its occupants ended up in the harbour. And finally, 6 people have died and 5 remained on life support after a rare condition known as thunderstorm asthma struck Australia's second-largest city. Medical officials said on Sunday the 6th victim died in a hospital on Saturday night from medical complications stemming from a wild thunderstorm that struck Melbourne on Monday night. They added that 5 patients remained in intensive care units and 3 of those were in critical condition, while another 12 patients were in hospitals with less serious respiratory and related conditions. Monday's storm caused rain-sodden ryegrass pollen grains to explode and disperse over the city, with tiny pollen particles penetrating deep into lungs. And before ending our news, let's take another look at the most important headlines for today. Israeli military kills 4 IS militants in Syria after ambush. 54 killed in Uganda fighting between rebels and army. And we reach the end of our News Bulletin for today. Thank you for joining us and see you tomorrow in a new bulletin.